How's it going, friends? I am in Ingalls, Oklahoma. And I got a visitor coming up to see me. And there's somebody's house. I think this may be private property, but the reason I'm here at Ingalls is there's some history here in this location. This is the old hotel, old general store, and then you got the old stockyards right there. But we're going to talk about the Battle of Ingalls. The Battle of Ingalls was a gunfight that took place on September 1st, 1893, between the United States Marshals and the Doolin-Dalton Gang during the closing years of the Old West area. The Doolin-Dalton Gang had been involved in a number of train robberies, bank robberies, beginning around 1891, and they had found a safe haven here in the town of Ingalls, which unwittingly harbored many outlaws during that period. On September 1st, 1893, a posse was organized by the United States Marshal Everett Dumas Nix, which entered the outlaw town of Ingalls with intent to capture the gang. And then the lawmen were engaged in a gun battle in which 3 of the 14 lawmen carrying deputy marshal's commissions would die as a result of the battle. The total strength of the Doolin-Dalton Gang was 13 to 14 members. During the gun battle, there was a total of 3 killed, including a few civilians. But yeah, there's a pretty neat history here. It's pretty cool. Of course, it's all boarded up. Really can't go inside or look anything. But they actually got security cameras on it. Now, I think this is all on private land because I noticed there's a house back behind here. But we'll take a little bit of stroll. My understanding there is a monument and then the old cemetery is across from the monument, but the monument's to show where the deputy marshals had been killed. Alright, I found it. This sign talks about the Battle of Ingalls, and it kind of gives you a map on 2nd Street, 3rd Street, 4th Street, and Oak Street, Ash Street, and Walnut Street. The different things that happened during that gunfight with the Doolin-Dalton Gang. I'll read what it says. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. It says, on the morning of September 1st, 1893, the area around this sign was the scene of one of the fiercest gunfights in the history of the state. Ingalls at the time was the hideout for the Bill Doolin Gang. It included Arkansas's Tom, Bitter Creek Yoakum, and Bill Dalton, a brother of the infamous Daltons who attacked Coffeyville, Kansas. These men, in a sense, owned the town. Many of the town folk were grateful to them because they spent money generously and created much commerce for the growing town. When the lawmen in Guthrie and Stillwater found out the outlaws were in Ingalls, they formed a posse to capture them. A gunfight ensued, and the outlaws escaped with the exception of Arkansas Tom, who was captured. 3 U.S. deputy marshals and 1 local citizen were killed. The Doolin Gang more or less fell apart after the Ingalls raid. Of course, this was during the time of the, after the land run and everything. This is the monument that was built in memory of the marshals that were killed. It says, in memory of US Marshals Dick Speed, Tom Houston, and Leif Shadley, who fell in the line of duty September 1st, 1893 by the Doolin Gang. Okay. I have a feeling they probably still, they probably still use this cemetery. Because it looks like they got some new graves, but you have some historic graves in here too. So, yeah. Because you got graves from 1800s in here, is what I've been told. Let's see if we can find any of them. Yeah, and some of them got newer headstones, but 1859 and 1902. So, 1893, babies. 1894. Yeah. It's a historical cemetery. Back here, they got a shed thing. It may give a little history on this cemetery. Some of them are so old it's hard to read them. W.M. Billy is buried on the north side and close to the road in Block 13 next to his wife Molly, daughter, and Dr. J, who tended to the wounded at the Doolin-Dalton shootout with US Marshals and Ransom Saloon. So that's a picture of the Marshals that got killed in the shootout. North side, close to the road in Block 13. Yeah, well. This is a pretty interesting cemetery. Pretty let's see who this is. Bill died 1898. Interesting history around here. Some of them just can't, it's hard to read them because the graves are so old. Not sure where that Marshals. Yeah, not sure where his headstone's at. You can tell some of these headstones have been replaced because they're newer, even though they died in like the that one's 19, I don't know, not too old, 1985 on that one. (1917) 1894. To the road. Jackson, yeah. (1926, 1929, 1909). Boy, some of them are really hard to read. $18.99. There you go. This guy was in the Civil War. Passed away in 1927. $1922. There's a guy. This guy was in World War II. Nobody's been out here to really look at his grave. Another World War II veteran. World War II veteran there. US Army. There's definitely some interesting history in this place, ain't no doubt about it. Yeah, a lot of family. All the Stovers. Yeah. A lot of family. This one looks like a tree stump over here. Just can't read it. Yeah. It's all the writings in there, but so old you can't read it. Same thing with this one. Yeah, it's a pretty cool history though. I mean, get out here, there's a lot of you know, Ingalls is almost pretty much a ghost town now, but definitely a lot of interesting history. And if you get out to Osage County and stuff, I mean, there's all kinds of ghost towns out there. But this guy's got goats.